Ludwig ended stream. Well, congrats to Mr. Wig on breaking the record. Ninja's crying. Someone please call Ninja. Let me tell some early Ludwig stories. You know, I think that's what people want to hear. They want to hear about the times before he was filthy, stinking rich, out of touch in a bubble. I mean, I've told this before, but I remember when I first met Ludwig, he was an editor for Scar and Toph. And I had only talked to him online and through the phone. And I thought he was, based on his voice and his jokes, I thought he was really weird, and I thought he would look ugly. I'm just telling the truth. I thought he was like, I thought he was going to be really cringe. Just based purely off of his voice, because that's all I knew. And then I met him in person, and I was like, oh, this is not what I expected. And he was like really outgoing, you know? We were hanging out at a Melee tournament, and I had a job. I had Amazon money. Like Twitch had been acquired by Amazon, and I just started a job at NVIDIA, had a signing bonus. I had money, but he was 3 years younger than me and also had no income. And he was challenging me to $100 a match bets. Within like an hour of first meeting him in person, we were huddled in a corner of a venue at a Melee tournament playing $100 per game Fox Dittos. And like at one point he was down like $700 and I could tell he didn't have the money. Now, knowing Ludwig now, I would revel in the chance to bankrupt him. But at the time I was like just meeting him and I was like, oh, okay, I can tell that he's like starting to feel this. And so I threw some games to go back to like down 100. And then I started hanging out. We started watching his stream. This is back when he had like 30 to 100 viewers. But you could tell that he was funnier than, because I had worked at Twitch, right? And I'd seen people who grew and people who didn't. I knew from working there. And so I knew that Ludwig was going to be bigger than he was. Number one was that he was, I'll say his name. Obviously he's funny, charismatic, all that stuff, but he also knew what stuff to yoink. Now, the way he tells the story is that I said he'll never have more than 2K. That's absolutely false, obviously. Obviously, absolutely false. It's literally just never even true. It's because he set his goals at the beginning of the year, back when he was 300. He's like, yeah, I'm going to hit 2K this year. And I was like, all right, that's dope. I bet you will grow. But all I said was, bro, if you don't quit. I said, you're good at this. If you don't hit 2K this year, don't quit. That's literally all I said. And he's like, he's turned that story into a fucking... No, I know I knew he would grow because I remember me and Stans used to flex a lot because me and Stans both had 6-figure jobs and he had 300 viewers, right? So when we'd hang out, Stans would make jokes about the money difference. I remember telling Stans in private, I was like, bro, because I know the math. I've worked at Twitch, right? I've seen people's revenue charts. I know how much Twitch streamers make. And I remember seeing that, like, the way money on Twitch works is not a straight line. Let me draw it for you. People think it's like this. People think it's like this. Like this is the money and this is the subs. Subs and like viewers. People think it's like this. Like as your viewers and subs go up, your money goes up. It is not like this. It is more like this. Let's use a red one. Like straight up to the moon, crashing through it. It's exponential. And so what I told Stans, I remember vividly telling Stans, was like, bro, both of us make like 10x what Ludwig makes right now. I'm pretty sure very soon, not only will he make more than us, he'll make more than us combined. I remember saying that. And that was back when he had like no viewers. And that's not something you say about somebody that's going to be fucking 2K Andy, because 2K Andy doesn't make that money. I literally know that. I remember telling Stans, like, you better ease up on those jokes, bro, because the time is coming. You know, I don't know if he gives credit to Cutie, but he should, because Ludwig was at 300 Andy for a long time. That's one of the reasons I was telling him not to be so rushed, because he stalled at 300 for a long time, relatively. Cutie found his stream. That was the spark. Now, again, it's one of those things where luck meets opportunity, right? Like he's been hustling. He got better and better at streaming. He got good at bits. He got funnier. He got good at reacting to stuff. And then when the moment came along, which was Cutie farming E-Boys and finding his stream, it was the spark. But really, it was all the time me and him played Portal together for when he had 100 viewers. That's whenever people knew this guy's got what it takes. Or when we when we did the 120-star Mario race where neither of us knew the stars. And so it took all Saturday. But we tried to race it, but none of us had ever done it. Or I'd done it when I was 7. He'd never done it. And me having done it when I was 7 was such an advantage that I took a break in the middle, got Uber Eats, stopped, ate it all live during a speedrun race on stream, and still beat him by like 30 stars. And it took me 8 hours. But anyway, I know it's gonna sound easy to say after the fact, but I've always thought Ludwig could be the #1 streamer on Twitch. It's like, it's only because you have to look at other streamers on Twitch. It's like the competition wasn't that fierce. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he works harder than most of them are lazy as fuck. Nowadays it's getting different. But when he first started growing, I was like, bro, someone like Lyric, by the way, is super funny. But like someone like Lyric barely pay attention to his YouTube, for example. Just as an example. Or like Shroud would like not care about content or tweets or YouTube, or he would just be good at games, right? He just worked harder than them. And he is lazy as fuck. So I hate talking about this because I feel like everyone is making the same points and I don't want to do it. It's like, it's easy to go be like, oh my God, Ludwig, what a hard worker. But you know him and you know he's fucking lazy. He's my friend. So I'm just going to tell it. But he just compared to the average Twitch streamer, he worked way harder, just way harder, and had better ideas, and was not afraid to yoink. If you see something working, there's really nothing wrong with yoinking it. I mean, like literally, like people can shit on Instagram stories, but it worked. What are you gonna do? Snapchat's crying. Someone call Snapchat, they're crying. Like, Instagram stories work. Sometimes you just gotta yoink. The only thing about the Subathon I didn't like was when he said he only made $3,000, which is a flagrant. It's a technical foul. It's a red card. It's ridiculous. Like, if it had been anybody other than someone I know as a friend, I like Ludwig, he's my friend. I would never. If it had been like Tim the Tapman or something, and he had done a Subathon and had 200,000 subs, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna make it 3,000. I would have had I would have like spammed Twitter, bro. I would have been, that's such a flagrant lie, but I assumed he was just like not thinking about it too much. But what I will say is that there's nothing wrong with if you have 100,000 viewers and 200,000 subs making money. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, fucking Jeff Bezos makes way more than any streamer. That's the real problem, okay? And I think other streamers in the same position would have been less generous. I think he did a good thing with the mods. I think he did a good thing with the charity. So really, I had no problem with it. The only thing I have a problem with was the saying only $3,000, which is absolute flawed. He's making hundreds of thousands of dollars, no cap. And it's going to end up being millions after the fucking brand deals and it's a millionaire. And then the thing that bothered me, another thing that bothered me was when people would say something like, I feel so bad for his health. Like, oh my God, I'm so, like, he looks so, like, oh, he's going to be okay? This must be really killing him. And it's like, bro, the people that were saying that are the type of people that stay up till 4 a.m., have never exercised, like watch anime till 4, bleary-eyed. Like, they were watching a man get great sleep and work out every day. And they were like, oh man, is he okay? It's like, bro, you're not okay. You worry about yourself. Why are you worried about him? He's making $1 million and he's getting great sleep. Like, you're literally watching him live a healthy lifestyle, and you are not. Just because it's not his fault. It really isn't. Like, he's very upfront about, all the stuff that you need to say, which is like, don't donate if you can't afford it, capping gifted subs, all the stuff that less, someone more greedy could not say. But at the end of the day, at that scale, at that size, you can't help but like abuse people that just have a warped sense of what's going on, bro. I mean, listen, I know Ludwig. The number one thing from the beginning was the record. And this is, it's like he cares about that stuff. He wants to be number one. That's his goal, and he hit it. And I think that's the dopest thing, is that he hit the record. He wanted the record, and he got it. He's now made his mark on Twitch history. He's like, that's going to be a hard-ass record to beat. What's crazier about Ninja's record is Ninja got 260 without gifted subs. I think Ludwig's is crazier than Ninja's because of where Twitch Prime was at Ninja's time, and also because I think Fortnite had a deal. It sucks, though. No, it doesn't suck. I mean, literally don't feel sorry for anyone with this much money, but if Ludwig had been this big 2 years earlier, he would have made $100 million, you know? Like Mixer or YouTube or Twitch would have paid him absurd money. But now the platform wars are sort of over. To be fair, it's a big event. No, it's an awesome, literally, it's fucking awesome. It's really cool. It was a smart, you know what was cool was like, as much as people would say, like on LSF or something, that there was a lot of down, like, oh man, donates to sleeping streamer. He actually did so much to fill that amount of hours with content. Now that I am a part-time, like I stream as a hobby, I've noticed it's hard to even fill every day like to come up with new ideas. He had a lot of stuff. That's just a hard thing to do. And I think the stuff he did around IRL with the gym streams and the cooking streams and the walk around the house is like a sign of the future. I legit think that's where streaming is going. And you think about it, that's how Twitch started. That was Justin TV. Isn't that crazy? Twitch started with Justin TV, which was Justin Khan streaming his life. But Justin Khan wasn't very funny or interesting. So it wasn't... But now, Ludwig has shown how to do it.
Cannon full, baby, to bring us back in the game.
I forgot. So the first use of Gambit was... You know how there's cannon lists in Mario 64 is the cannon list trick. I invented the cannon full, where you just use the cannon. And I called it the Atrioc Gambit, and it was really one of my core techniques of speedrunning. By the way, the stream title was $100 blind 70-star race versus insanely old boomer. Ludwig is about... like a few months from being the age I was when we played this. So I'm very excited for all the Zoomers. I can't wait for the Zoomer streamers to just start fucking calling Ludwig the Boomer. What's this?
I think I'm short.
Those are the kind of clips that really rocked back then. Those are the kind of clips that really made the channel what it is today.
Check it. Hey, people.